Well, hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Nice to see you here. This is just a quick gaming stream. Uh,
So,
I quite enjoy the Battle for Middle-earth games, so this is just me doing it. And I'm currently joined by one of my regulars, Mr. Wise Wolf.
hi. So, Dunn, the Witch King of Angmar. What's great about him?
Um, it's kind of mostly he's kind of the one of the weird things about the Witch King of Angmar. Hey Drake, how's it going?
What are we doing now?
Oh, I'm just playing a game of Battle
I
for
asked him
Middle
what's so
Earth.
great about. I'm asking what's great about the Witch King of Angmar.
Yeah. So part of the thing about the Witch King of Angmar is that you actually don't know very much about him. The thing that you know about him is just the fact that he is a powerful sorcerer. You kind of need to go to the appendices in order to really get a feel for his character, such as it is. He doesn't have much of one, but he serves as more of a threat. We don't really get super layered antagonists until the 90s in fantasy. But the Witch King works as a force of nature more than an antagonist that's layered and complicated. Originally, he was a great lord of Numenor. He wasn't a king. The reason why he is called the Witch King is just because he ruled over Angmar.
Angmar apparently was against Christ or something.
Um, was against what?
Christ.
They were against Numenor. Well, against Arnor. Basically, the idea is that Arnor was the kingdom of Isildur, the guy who cut off the ring from Sauron's hand, while his brother Anarion was the king of Gondor. And after Isildur died at the Gladden Fields, his son, who was being raised at Rivendell, was uh, eventually given the shards of Narsil and the scepter of Anuminas, which are the kind of the objects of office. So that's the major thing. But then the Witch King comes in and he basically destroys Arnor through infinite unit spam as well as a plague that happens. Because the major problem with Arnor is that it was fragmented and broken into three kingdoms by civil strife.
Like, wow, so three kingdoms there of China.
Yep. Alrighty. I can pretty much do it on any difficulty.
So it's like an RTS or something?
Yep,
Yes.
this is indeed an RTS. Yep. Yep.
Which difficulty did you choose?
Oh, I choose hard because that's the only ones that's challenging for me at this point. Age of Empires, I'm still working at standard.
Oh, is it not that hard a game?
Kind of depends. Age of Empires is kind of difficult because sometimes they have infinite unit spam. It's mostly just because I've played this frequently, so I know how to work it.
Yeah, I play Dawn of War 2 frequently. I still can't handle Primarch mode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that mode's nasty.
Listen, you just need to get better each game, boy.
Some things aren't worth the effort, I've found.
And that's just you being negative of yourself.
Cardinal, guardian of the ancient Barrow Downs, where the forefathers of the Dunedain leaned to. And Arthedain, the most
basically Aragorn's ancestors.
By Isildur's heirs from its capital at Fornos.
Wait, there were more Viggo Morrisons?
Yeah, essentially. And can you hear it okay, or is it just kind of like not very loud?
Turn it up.
Home of the Black Numenorians. Among them, a sorcerer of great power lives, known only as the Witch King.
Can you hear it?
He has taken up
Kind of.
the crown for a single purpose: to destroy
I
the
don't think it's the game is soft. I think it's our audio is too loud.
Ugh.
Might be the case.
Before Arnor can be invaded, the Witch King needs a symbol to unite Angmar's proud and willful denizens.
My God, Keith sucks as a unit.
Here in Aether loomed a great fortress of the ancient darkness, its ruins dark and silent in the mountains. Rebuilding this bastion would secure the Iron Crown's dominion over the Black Numenorians and the Northern Troll tribes.
Okay, is there a subtitles option?
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about it is that they provide you with subtitles up top. That's unfortunate. So this one has a couple of... I can do two things with this. So I can do either a... So at the end, basically what's going to happen is you unite the trolls, clear out a bunch of the Black Numenorians from this area here, this area here, and this area here. And I can do a couple things. I can do a holding pattern here. I can do a pincer movement where I put my troops here and here. Or I can just create a gauntlet for them to fight through. What would you guys like to see? I can
Unite
do
the
what?
Unite the trolls.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la.
Oh.
Well, I'm already going to do that. It's just that once the thing happens, I can either do once. Basically, what will happen is once I unite all the trolls, they'll come at me and try to send a bunch of units down this road up here to try and destroy the fortresses that are just going to get auto built in these areas once I clear them out.
It's like there's so many opportunities for troll jokes. It's like they're really strong, but they're bad at harassment. Not according to Tumblr.
Yeah, or people on Twitter.
Well, my goal is when in doubt, just nuke the area.
Yeah. So I can kind of once it gets to the point just before they invade, I can save the game, and then I can do the display the three tactics. Since I like demonstrating tactics using this game, it's actually really fun, especially when you know where the enemy's going to be.
Strictly
That's one of the
speaking,
cool
then you're
things
not so
about
much demonstrating
this.
tactics, you're demonstrating making the game your bitch.
You mean tell me it isn't already?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it gets once you know it
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with RTS games. Like the main thing that's challenging me with this game is the War of the Ring stuff, or because then there's like a more possibility of losing if I get overwhelmed by bad guys. So one of the things about this game that's kind of interesting is I'm not going to work on my trolls right now. I'm going to wait and have them just have my heroes attack and gain some XP. Is there a lag at all, or is it fine?
Yes.
Oh dear.
There's some, but you can still tell what's going on.
Okay.
For
it kind
now.
of pauses and starts as far as I can see, but
We must reach the 3 building sites and clear them of any opposition.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I guess like tactics isn't necessarily, but I guess like just kind of like demonstrating like, okay, so I know the enemy is going to be here, so we can kind of do like a couple of things.
We've spotted some snow troll slaves. If we kill their guards, they may join us. The enemy is attacking our forces.
So, oh, nice.
The captive snow trolls here have joined us.
That's kind of the nice thing is like, Angmar is kind of the best faction because you have because Brogash and the Witch King are both really, really brutal. Yeah, because both Rogash and the Witch King like kill multiple opponents at the same time when they strike. It's really nice. But one kind of disadvantage is kind of the fact that they have really, really kind of low starting units, and we'll kind of get to those in the second piece of the campaign.
It's a Black Numenorian camp. Kill them and seize the mill.
Black Numenorians. That's kind of racist, don't you think?
They're basically just Satan worshipping Numenorians.
So is this like one of those kinds of games where units can be pretty beefy and pretty high health, or is it one of those situations where you're just churning units?
Kind of a bit of both. Really depends on the unit. Like hero units are pretty buff. Same with the some of like the hero battalions, which some of the other campaigns have. Some of the which you can just play with in a few other places. I think kind of you can upgrade Black Numenorian swordsmen to get pretty high. Dark Rangers are pretty high. I think the worst unit in the game is actually the Uruk crossbowmen.
You can upgrade your units and they get high.
Yeah, they get.
There's
420 was a few days ago.
Then there's also like unit levels, if I remember correctly. So, like, if your unit survive long enough, they become even stronger.
Kind of. They get better armor, and if they get to level 2, which you can just buy using a banner carrier upgrade. Basically, just you can order the trolls to charge the enemy, and then they get plus 50% and damage and armor. With kind of Morgamir, only go as far as level 3, and like you can turn somebody into a white. This makes Black Numenorian Swordsmen, Dark Rangers, and Thrallmasters get a major boost. And then this one just kind of deals really heavy damage to a building.
You can turn Black Numenorians into whites?
Well, just turn... yeah.
Oh, white like a ghost.
Yeah, basically a purple ghost. Well, you can basically turn... basically you can turn anybody into a ghost. Usually it's just an enemy unit. This just kind of gives... I'm kind of annoyed that Dark Glory is an activative ability rather than a passive ability. Because that would be, like, okay if, like, you just said, like, hey, it's just a passive leadership ability, but it isn't, which is frustrating. So, one thing about this game that's different than, say, something like Age of Empires is that you can just build resource buildings, and the amount of percentage of, like, 25 that you get out of the resource buildings is determined by like just where you build them and their proximity to other mills, farms, Malorn trees, dwarven mine shafts, that sort of thing.
Look, a den of hill trolls is under attack. It might be useful. Don't let it fall. The enemy is attacking our forces.
Kill the Numenorians. Right. The Witch King must become strong.
Well, he's already as strong as he will become for this particular piece of the episode. for this particular battle, at least.
Oh, they
Wait.
cap out at level 3?
Yeah, there's actually a bonus objective right here where that's the max they can reach for this particular battle.
It must be even
Oh, what's
stronger.
the total highest that you can achieve?
I think it's level
The total
10.
highest is 10.
Yeah, it's 10. I was.
But you can only get that by scenario 3. So
That's actually pretty. It's actually pretty high, actually.
yeah. Well, one of the things about it is you're fighting a pretty big fortress. Is the major thing about that. And so Morgamir gets up to level 10. Rogash gets up to level 8. The Witch King gets up to level 10. And you get a whole lot of like interesting little goodies. Like you can like reset abilities. It's not terribly useful in this. It's more useful in War of the Ring stuff. You've got Mortal Corruption, which is basically instant damage, instant kill if they're a regular unit. Hero unit takes a little bit
What are
longer.
you building?
Right now, I'm building a mill. So I'm currently just trying to like get up to my max. Currently, I've got a lot of units. I'm gonna get rid of these wolves since they kind of suck. Sorry, I'm getting rid of your brethren since these are Angmar's worst unit. They're basically like a less good version of the spiders from the Goblin faction.
I gotta take it. They're wargs. They don't matter. Warg lives do not matter.
Well, actually, it's a direwolf pack.
Oh.
Wargs.
Well, then they suck.
There
They
are-
must be some offshoots of wargs then.
Yep.
A dire goblin. Isn't that basically just an orc?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, a bunch of goblin. You do have the Goblin faction. You even get a dragon with the Goblin faction named Drogoth.
These black Numenorians have a dark iron forge. Slay them, and we can seize it.
A dark
Is this
iron.
one of those games where if you lose your commander, you auto lose the mission?
Yes, that is one of them. Yeah.
Then
the
again,
Witch King
I
actually,
imagine the Witch
survived.
King is probably hilariously OP.
Oh yeah, just watch him. Yeah, I just cleared out all of those units really, really quickly. By comparison, Morgamir only kills one unit at a time.
And by unit, you mean sort of model.
Yeah. So that's just one Dark Ranger. And one of them. The Witch King kind of just takes out
The Witch King kills everybody. The end.
yeah. Same with Rogosh. Rogosh is pretty OP.
Yeah, that troll's really sucking it up.
Yeah.
Looks like he's about to die. Or is that probably not going to matter?
The nice thing is the nice thing is they heal over time. Also, if I need to, I can revive any hero but the Witch King. It's a bit expensive and a waste of money, but it's still something I can do. Now that I have the Dark Iron Forge, I can start upgrading my units, and I can get the Troll Stone Thrower, which is pretty much the most glass cannony. Oh! Hey! Tarek is here.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, Tarek.
Hey.
Always a pleasure. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Yeah, it's quite all right. Just having some dinner.
Nice. What you eating?
Burger King.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
We have completed a new build for the Iron Crown.
Okay.
Build it strong.
So, right now I'm just kind of building up my troops and letting my resources percolate into my bank.
King's command.
And right now I've got 5,000, and I've pretty much got nearly a full army. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of these, because once they've got Ice Shot, they're basically the best catapult in the game, though it kind of they make up for it by having them be kind of glass cannons. They've got very low hit points comparatively to something like the Gondor Trebuchet.
Well, yeah, the catapults compared to the trebuchet. The trebuchet is a superior siege weapon.
Yeah, but these still will kill units and buildings faster, which is really, really interesting. There's one cool little thing. This guy has production. This is only really useful in in like War of the Rings stuff. This is very useful in certain circumstances. Basically, occasionally you'll kind of find throughout the game there'll be layers of things that you can dominate and turn into your unit. So, yeah. So this is kind of just me testing out how to do gaming streams. I don't know how to fully make it like entertaining or engaging yet, other than like just talking about like interesting possible tactics that I can use.
I honestly find the best way to make interesting gaming streams, in all seriousness, is to have somebody with you. And I say that because you need to have a very alive personality, from what I've noticed with a lot of the streamer types, but that's not enough. You need to have a way to get interesting conversation going. And if the audience isn't going to participate, that makes it very hard.
Suicide Samurai.
Never heard of that. I'm assuming that is a movie somewhere.
Nope, that's actually a move in this game.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. I was referring to the argument I'm playing. That's something.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing I've always found about RTSs, specifically games like Warcraft 3 to be specific. I know you have like the gold currency, which is used to build things. It's a standard mechanic in games like this for balance reasons. But did any of you ever play Warcraft 3?
Nope.
I've seen playthroughs.
I've seen it a long time ago, but I haven't revisited it.
Okay. The reason I bring that up is because you know the Arthas campaign and the Night Elf campaign when Archimonde shows up. Why do you still need gold? Wouldn't people be working just for survival and not payment?
That is actually a very good point. Yeah.
Because I mean, it like especially during the Night Elf campaign, fucking Satan comes up from hell itself, crushes the city of Dalaran, and it's kind of like, oh well, I guess we're going to be fighting the legions of literal hell. Well, we still got to pay our soldiers. Oh well.
Well, listen, how else are they going to prep for the inevitable apocalypse if you're not going to pay them?
But gold will be worthless. The resources would be far more valuable than the gold. And it's not like they need them for, what are they called, semiconductors or anything.
But listen, you're not thinking about it. Think about the preppers.
I really... Here's the funny thing. In the Middle Ages, you were prepping every day.
Yes, but how they're going to prep even more for the apocalypse if you're not going to pay them.
Ooh. Here's something fun. What do you think I should do? Should I kill him or take him over?
What is it?
It's a Drake.
It's a Drake.
Take it over.
Take him over.
Take it over.
Take it over.
That's funny.
And then kill him like you did the wolf.
Wish I could, but unfortunately I can't kill him for resources.
Although saying that, I'm thinking about like one of the game RTSs I played a lot of was Empire at War. In that game, having credits make a lot of sense because you're literally waging a war against a feasible enemy. It's not against the legions of hell.
But listen,
Yeah, this is why Dawn of War games in 40k have requisition, which is basically bullying.
Dawn of War also makes sense because I don't think the Imperium pays their soldiers. I honestly do not.
I doubt it.
yeah, cool. Well, it's even debatable what the currency is.
I thought it was thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like the peasants, but like Space Marines are paid in honor.
What does that get? Well, you're paid that in World of Warcraft, and you get weapons from that. So
Not like metaphor, not literally.
no, I think no.
metaphorically.
I know. I like to imagine they have a literal currency system on honor. Like, how many orcs did you kill today? 14. Okay, well that gets you 7 honor.
That's actually almost a thing in the Adventurers Wanted book series, which basically plays like a really juvenile
Mindset.
I guess. Well, so that character, the main character in that, is basically an angel, but not in like the sense of like he's a divine being, but basically like this is the bestest boy that has ever lived, and it's really, really, really frustrating how like just generous and nice this guy is.
So it's like sanguineous.
It kind of,
Fucking
I guess-
Ultra Smurf.
I guess so.
Sanguineous combined with Vulcan.
Sanguineous is a
Yeah.
bloody
Well, he's not even like logical. So I'm actually going to save it right here. So we got we actually have 3 options in terms of what you can do with this.
I say murder.
Well, I'm going to do that anyway.
Yeah, but murder's an option, don't you know?
Yep.
Violence
So-
is never the answer. Violence is the question. The answer is yes.
So
Listen, never say no to violence. It may just solve your solution just yet.
So one neat thing about this thing is that they actually have a heavy armor upgrade, and what happens is they actually turn the armor just turns gold, which is interesting and impractical, but it's there, I suppose.
Listen, if you're an old one, then you know one thing. You must have gold.
Mm-hmm. So I can put them there. I can also, one thing that's nice about this is that I can basically turn all of these into killing fields.
I say do them all. Make them all a killer field.
Yeah.
Kill every last one until there's nothing left to survive.
Yeah. They do have, basically what I can do is I can either create like a staging ground here where I can basically just take my catapults, take my my hill troll battalions, and my hero units, and my troll. Ooh, here's a nice little thing that the troll can do. You can actually grab a tree and turn it into a club.
Well, yeah, I expect that from a troll. It's too stupid to actually use a gun.
Yeah.
Yes, even trolls are stupider. Yes. It's the other thing you have to be idiot to not be able to use a gun. Ask a troll.
Yeah. With Adventurers Wanted, that's a book series that I'm just like, I stopped at book 2 just because, like, well, A, I didn't have the CDs, but B, it's kind of just, gets so OP. It's just, it's almost like just, he's kind of the quintessential Gary Stu.
So how does the honor system work, though? Quite literally.
Well, basically like if you do something bad, that's considered like a loss of honor, or if you're like super generous, that's considered a gain of honor, but it's almost like just non-existent. It's
So there's nothing to confirm this. Like, there's no way to track this.
nope.
So it's a matter of taking someone at their word, like, oh, I donated 100 gold to the poor today.
Or even like yeah, but this is kind of just how this particular like strategy works, because I have made the game into like my sucker and just now I can kind of just smash the enemy really, really easily.
But what if the enemy didn't ask for that? What if it didn't choose that?
Yep. Yeah, essentially. That's kind of one thing that you can do. The second thing that you can do is basically use a pincer movement strategy.
Why are you showing us how to kill the game? What if it just wants to live its life?
It's an inanimate thing. And
No,
it has-
don't you want extra credits? It has a life.
Their uses killing humans in your war when suddenly Use a grot. You ain't asked for this. You ain't choose this, but there it be. I ain't treated no different than being an orc.
Yeah, extra credits is a moron.
Yes.
Oh my god, I've only heard rumors about that video.
Well, you didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this, and suddenly you're a Nazi.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
No. And frankly, I did not see that coming.
I did not see that coming.
You didn't see that coming?
Frankly, I'm insulted by your insinuation.
Nice five.
So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to turn this little area right here into a killing field.
Hey, Derek, high five.
And put 2 sets of trolls, 1 set of trolls here, and another set of trolls right up here. I'm also gonna do some neat little things right here and put some troll stone throwers right here. So kind of just this will act as just a little fun bit of an ambush where I can kind of just force the enemy into kind of a killing field right here, which is just kind of what like tactically I would do if this were a situation. Though this is kind of a nice place where it's just I can just rain down unit fire on them. Catapult fire, I mean.
What do your ranged options in this look like?
Ranged options?
Murder and more murder.
So kind of the thing is, we're actually fighting against what you'll be using as Angmar units.
Oh.
Like, these are all Angmar units. And I think these are fully upgraded, not fully upgraded Dark Rangers, but you get to use these. Dark Rangers are actually pretty good. Like Ithilien Rangers, Dark Rangers, and Mirkwood Archers are actually some of like my favorite archer units in the game. And they're usually kind of the elite archers. Then you have the Rudar Axe Throwers that act as your secondary unit.
Listen,
if you take your Rangers and upgrade their power, what does that make them into?
They're just Dark Rangers. They're just Dark Rangers. They just get arrow upgrades.
They become Power Rangers.
Go, Power Rangers.
Go, Dark Rangers.
You ruined it. You're awful. Get out. And somebody get rid of Dunn. You ruined the joke.
Yeah, I see some kind of artillery flying, like those snowball things. Are those like what are those catapults?
Those are their catapults. They have their own catapults they can use. But yeah.
No, what the really sad part is, proportionally speaking, as far as like the size of the game, they're about as long range as basilisks in Dawn of War. Which is really, really sad, because you can shoot a basilisk and hit the other game's workshop.
Why would you hit another game's workshop?
Oh, I could tell you some stories about that. Back in the day, there used to be these. They used to have these Thanksgiving events called Thanksgiving, and you used to just have everybody bring in all their vehicles and monstrous creatures and just have a giant smorgasbord. Then there are these Tau units called Skyrays, and they have marker light weapons. You shoot the marker light, and then you can shoot another missile on the Skyray called a Seeker missile, and those have infinite range and ignore line of sight. So you had somebody shooting a marker light in one store, and then getting calls from another store saying, hey, you got any marker lights up? We got some Skyray missiles coming at you. They were literally shooting other stores, and it was perfectly illegal because the rule was if it's on a table, you can shoot it.
Jesus.
That's hilarious.
Infinite range, no line of sight. That was legal.
Yeah, I believe that. That sounds perfectly legal, actually.
Dang.
The Mortal Kombat movie just came out.
I don't care.
I heard that it's like R-rated as frack.
If I do not give a flying hell, there could be over 1,000,000,000 things I could tell you, but the flying F I do not give.
Get over there.
So this one, basically what I'm going to do is going to take a little bit longer than the other two, since I'm not pincer movementing. Basically what I'm doing is having all of my units retreat to this fortress. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade every single one of my fortresses in order to make it a kill zone.
Do you know where they're gonna spawn?
Do I know where they're going to spawn? Yeah, pretty much right here.
Why
I
not
made
just spawn camp the shit out of them?
I actually did that in the first thing. Basically, what I did with the first thing was I just camped all my units and just started firing at this area.
But
Then I did a
ass.
pincer movement right
Wait.
here. Right here. It didn't quite work as well as I wanted it to, where it kind of like they sent in their cavalry first. But they're kind of going to split off into multiple different little factions right here. So, but when I know
But
where
did
they're
it
going
ask
to
for
go, so
But did the AI ask to be destroyed?
yes, it did.
What did it do to you?
It was there.
It's trying to kill me. Of course, I'm going to smash it.
Listen, but it deserves to do so. You were invading upon the Black Numenorians' territory.
They should have been better at defending themselves.
Cause of death got
They
in
should
my
have. They should have had Kamul.
I got that Simpsons reference. You can't hide that from me.
Yeah, should
They
have.
should have used Kamul more effectively.
Well, thing is, Kamul. They actually don't have Kamul like as his own like unique unit, other than he's a like ring wraith in the Mordor faction. They have a guy named Morgamir who's basically made up for the game.
Munitions are cold enough now.
Oh, take a
But, yeah.
minute.
Yeah, Kamul's like the second to the Witch King, as he's described in the book. The Black Easterling, as he's called, but not like skin colorway, more
Okay.
like
More like his robe away.
yeah.
Because that obviously needs to be clarified, because obviously Tolkien's work is racist. Oh, God.
Yeah, but kind of like it's not a big army. The main danger are these things. These are the main danger.
Why? Because they're trolls?
No, because they're super powerful glass cannons.
Right, but here's the thing about glass. You could break glass.
Yeah, they have low hit points is the major
But
thing
Game of
about them.
Thrones says you're supposed to put your trebuchets on the front lines.
That's what they're doing, actually.
Okay, seriously, there has to be other examples of bad tactics than like something else than Game of Thrones. I know that's all we know.
Mulan remake.
Mulan.
Oh. Fair enough.
Prince Caspian, they have some pretty bad tactics.
Prince Caspian tactics were fine. I didn't have a problem with those. I didn't have a huge problem with. Well, I guess like they sent catapults. They kept bombarding the enemy with catapults, and then they sent their cavalry forward in a charge on an open field.
Huh.
But then they waited for them to do, and then once the enemy had like committed and sprung their booby trap, they sent in their infinite unit spam of heavy infantry, and
Oh yeah, the Battle of the Five Armies. That had some pretty wacky tactics.
yeah.
Oh, come on.
It was
The wagon
fun.
idea was fucking brilliant.
The what idea?
The
chariot?
wagon.
Oh, the battle
Oh,
wagon.
wow.
The literal battle wagon.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen Tolkien describe that.
I mean, he probably wouldn't include it.
Oh no, I'm not saying he would have, but I just would say like I would love to have seen in the Hobbit book, and then three dwarves got on a wagon with a fully automatic machine gun.
Wait, what?
Fully automatic crossbow machine gun, yeah.
Yes,
Wait a minute. Okay, I must have fell asleep on the Battle of the Five Armies because I don't remember
you
that.
did.
Oh wait, I did.
Yeah, you did.
You missed the best part of the fucking movie.
The Gondorians need to come together and settle on some common sense crossbow reform.
It's not the Gondorians, it's the dwarves.
Well, the thing is the Uruk-hai made repeating crossbows.
I think there's actually plans to make a fully automatic ballista.
Thing is, there are repeating crossbows, like in real life. You can literally buy one now.
Yeah.
That pneumatic, I want the pneumatic one from Van Helsing. That one's kick-ass.
Yeah, I love the Van Helsing. But yeah, this is kind of how I use the fortresses. Kind of like when I kind of just use like the fortresses of just.
Wait,
just
are those siege weapons on the wall?
Are there what? Siege weapons on the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't notice that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you build the little expansion things on it.
Wait, but the tactics say you weren't supposed to put siege weapons on the wall.
Where else do you put them?
Up your ass.
Or behind the fortress walls.
No, actually, you put them between your buttocks. Okay, now it's all seriousness. You put them in front of the castle. Don't you know this? It's common sense.
Or Aragon. I think Aragon also had some pretty bad tactics. It was basically just have a big battle in the middle of the thing. You got some archers on like some high elevated platforms. Then you just have the dragon go in and nuke the whole thing.
I saw Aragon years ago, and I still have no idea what that movie was about. I know it was just Star Wars, but I saw them. I never read the book. I never heard of it, but I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Your mother.
I never saw the movie, but I read the book.
The book is good for a 14-year-old's writing, unironically.
Hey, it got published, so
Yeah,
good on the
because
good on the kid.
Yeah, because his parents owned a thing.
Oh.
So play the next one, or shall we?
Let's keep going. Unless you want to play War, unless we could do War of the Ring.
Oh, do you realize that War of the Ring takes 3 or 4 hours to do, depending?
So we got time to kill.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
well, the Conquest of Rudar.
Yeah, he sounds like a chicken. We need to do War of the Ring now.
Maybe next time.
I'm playing
next
Ion
time.
Fury.
So just the
Yeah,
Angmar
yeah,
campaign for now? Wait, if I remember correctly, levels do carry over between campaign missions, right?
Levels? Yeah. Yeah, basically, like, by level 4, by scenario 3, the Witch King is at 10, level 10.
Good. Grow as strong as possible.
Yeah. He gets to about level 6 in this one. I actually took a lot of the ideas from this campaign for Rise of the Dark
You were
Queen.
late.
Like, a lot of these, I liked a lot of the ideas. I decided to change a few things. But the major thing was kind of gender swap the Witch King, made Morgamere somebody she picks up along the way in Rudar, who's like a Robin Hood type figure, and kind of give an understandable reason for why she wants revenge. That was the main thing that I decided to change.
It's so weird seeing such a melee-focused RTS. I mean, I get that most of them are, but it's like, I'm coming from 40K's Dawn of War, and Dawn of War has some hilariously awful pathfinding at times. So
Yeah, it
melee
does.
units become just terrible because an orc will just wander around the entire map because it can't get through.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you have a point.
yeah, at least kind of now that you're playing with this, you now have kind of a more variety of units to choose from. You now have Dark Rangers, which have a couple of options. You also have the Rudar Axe Throwers. One neat thing about spearmen in this game is that if you like put them against pike and against cavalry, cavalry's just going to splat if you have enough of spearmen. Not if they're troll stone throwers. The troll these guys, they still will get like do a lot of damage, but they won't like splat as they run into them like they will with this. So one neat thing about this game is that this actually, most of these are at these two hillmen camps. If you go in, you'll basically find them entrenched in a battle. This one is all loyalists, and this one basically is a kind of a binary. If you have Hualdar when you go in, you get the entire town. If you don't have Hualdar, you'll have to fight this entire town. So it's much easier if you kind of clear it out. But what I'm going to do first, actually, is I'm going to go and just kind of clear out the villages. Because I want to kind of level these guys up a little bit. So
murder time, murder. We're all going to have a murder. Kill every last one of them.
Mm-hmm. Also, the nice thing is I can have the Witch King kind of. The nice thing is like the trolls kind of trample guys because they're basically cavalry.
Hey, healing's a thing, right? In this game,
or at least requisitioning more guys, because you already lost a troll there, I think. And you're about to lose another.
Yeah.
Can you just requisition on the spot in here?
I can't requisition on the spot. Basically, I use buildings.
Okay, so it's kind of more 2 style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's already level 4.
So with this kind of like I just need to build buildings, but first I need to clear it. I can build buildings and get a bunch more units, but first I need to clear out the villages. That's kind of the win condition, and then once that happens, I have to go here and destroy the fortresses. But also I have to. There's another army that's going to try and come and reinforce them, but I can just kill them fairly easily by just parking a couple of fortresses right here and just blamming them.
Only the strongest will survive. Lead me to heaven when we die. I am the shadow on the wall. I'll be the one to save us all.
God, I haven't heard that in so long.
I haven't heard that since 2004.
It's funny.
And what you guys don't casually listening to
Breaking Benjamin? No.
There's also one of the nice things is once I get to like purchase banner carrier, like they'll just respawn, heal themselves and just respawn units to fill it up until they get to the max. And he's almost to level 2, so I can just kind of trample around.
Does your unit level up or the guys? I think the unit.
Both.
No, I mean, does each troll level up individually?
No,
So you requisition another troll for this unit, and it'll be at the level of the unit.
I don't even need to requisition; it just auto does it.
Wow!
It auto replenishes itself. Like just now, I just got it up to level 2.
Dunn, you mind taking down the comment?
Oh sure, sorry. Yeah, I can basically like once this guy gets up. There's actually an upgrade called Banner Carrier, which automatically upgrades you to level 2, and then it just once that happens, like if the unit is below 6 and it's at level 2, it'll just auto or 7. Since you get a Banner Carrier once you get to level 2, it just auto spawns until you're full when they're not fighting.
Can the Banner Carrier do damage too?
Yep, the Banner Carrier does damage too.
So it's basically just another meat bag. Which is
Essentially,
an advantage in these kind of games because the more bodies, the better.
Yeah.
Kill some meat bags, master.
yeah.
Essentially, every RTS boils down to how many units can you move at once?
How big is your death marble?
Your
Yeah,
death march.
pretty much.
Statement: I will initiate a death march, master.
I am fortifying this position, father. A turtle defense is much better than a blitzkrieg.
And I heavily disagree. Hey,
I do too.
Listen, if the Blitzkriegers are working, then you aren't trying hard enough. I appreciate the famous military strategist Orborg something said that.
So one neat thing about Angmar that's kind of cool is that they have a thing called the Thrall Master. So you see that one guy in the furs next to the other guys with units?
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically what happens is you actually will recruit the Thrall Masters, and then you can pick what kind of unit you want out of him. So you can pick to have Wolf Riders, and he gets a horse. You also have Gundabad Warriors for your swordsman type. Then you've got Rudar Spearmen and Rudar Axe Throwers for your other unit.
So is it like an upgrade to your unit, or is it like he joins the unit?
It's an upgrade to the unit. Basically, you pay to buy him a certain amount of gold or an amount of resources, and then you get at him and then you basically just buy him a battalion for him to command. But if he dies, the whole unit dies.
Does restoring people who die from the unit also take your gold?
Nope.
What?
Nope. It's just auto.
What kind of baby RTS is this?
Kind of depends. The nice thing about like the Thrall Masters is that at level 1 he will respawn units. So yeah, this is kind of I guess it's a baby RTS. It's not terrible. There's a lot of like game mechanics that kind of make it pretty easy.
Yeah, it's like it ain't StarCraft, but a few things are.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that I've played StarCraft a little bit, and it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, StarCraft is the national sport of South Korea. I'm almost not kidding.
I know you're not.
Have you ever played South Korean against? Hey, you ever tried playing StarCraft against South Korean? It's like watching God.
Yep. So now I can kind of free Hualdar and get some units. All I need to do is kill that. And so I did lose a bunch of units, but most of them are they're not like big units.
Hooray! Witch King is level 6.
Yep.
Now he'll kill them all even better. I will stand this mess. And
also, like the nice thing is my hill trolls have leveled up. That's good. And now that I've freed Hualdar, I can have the Witch King just ride into this town and pick up the whole thing. Pick up all the units. And it's there, which is nice. They just kind of auto respawn. There isn't really. Yeah, if you go, this whole village joins you if you have Hualdar. But if you don't have Hualdar, then you'll like have to fight the entire village, which is not big.
But it's better to have them all, so then you can kill them all easier.
Yeah.
Just remember, murder is always an option.
Well, in this case, it is the solution.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, diplomacy is also an option.
No, it's not. No. Listen, anybody who tells you diplomacy is an option clearly never played Warhammer.
Does Dawn of War count? Because I've never played Warhammer itself.
Oh, it does count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, listen.
So-
if anyone ever says diplomacy is an option, then clearly they are playing a game right. Like,
Sometimes in Age of Empires it is. Where
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
Civilization too.
listen, listen. All those games have it wrong. That's not how you win a game. You win when you're the only one standing.
Actually,
Well-
Stellaris proved that Stellaris, especially when text-to-speech did it, proved that diplomacy is an option.
But it's
That's
the
like
ball.
diplomacy in RPGs is kind of a lost cause anyway, because even if you could get an ally, the AI in these games are notoriously idiotic.
Yep, pretty
Listen.
much. Yeah, all the tiny peeps are just plebs that are my meat puppets that I can move around. So the nice thing is,
Now,
now
listen,
that I have
listen.
kind of an individual Thrallmaster, I can kind of pick what I want.
Listen, I need to explain this to people. You don't understand. If they ever complain, just remember diplomacy is boring. You can always just murder them all. That way you never have to worry again.
You can kind of do that. Right now, my unit production is full, so I'm just gonna. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm just going to build a bunch of resource buildings, including a fortress right about here. I will kind of try clearing this part out though, just in case.
Yeah, I guess without a range component, or at least a significant range component, you don't have a terrible amount to worry about. Because if Dawn of War, if you just run into someplace and have no idea what's there, you will get fucked. You will just walk out of there with like one guy and he's got a limp.
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. I was doing the Winter Assault campaign not too long ago, and I got to the part where you play as the Eldar, and I was like, these people fucking suck.
Which part that you play as the Eldar? You play as
The
them like 3 times.
I got to the part where you play as them with the very limited resources, and you have to take out the war boss very sneakily. Like, very stealthy, if you get what I mean.
Oh,
And-
that segment where you're trying to let the Imperial Guard get their stupid basilisks up and running.
Right.
Hmm.
You know, all stealthy like. And it's a piece of shit.
I hate that part.
Yeah. So
Because, like, they want you to be stealthy, and then they give you, like, 16 Howling Banshees, and I go, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
pretty much, yeah. Yeah, they're my hero units. The people with the green lines are my hero units that I can move around. You think of them as like the leaders of the army. They're like my Jon Snows or my Aragorn. Well, you get to recruit Aragorn as a hero for the Men of the West. But this is one of my my unit production buildings called the Hall of the King's Men. I can use this to recruit Black Numenorian swordsmen or Dark Ranger archers, and I can also recruit the Thrallmasters, the guys who can basically like spam unit. Basically, just you pick one unit, but that's all you can do for that one unit. Basically, you buy them
That's
like
a lot of
permanent,
units.
yeah, I've currently got the max amount, but the problem with this army is they are mostly the sucky unit. It's
There is no I in team, but there is team in Meat Shield.
yeah.
We all know the only option that exists is Meat Shield. Anyone that says
Mhm.
otherwise is idiots.
Yeah, since like
Clearly,
right now
Holly-
I've got my 3 best units are these guys. And then this is just kind of a massive hillman, which are kind of the lamest, but at least I have 4 troll stone throwers.
For a second, I
Which
thought
are-
you were going to say a massive hillbillies.
Well, they are basically Middle Earth hillbillies.
Oh, who you got on here, Billy?
Now the fortress. The nice thing about the fortress is it's expensive, but it's got a lot of nice things about it. Like you can create more builders. You can make plot expansions where you can kind of just build an expansion called the Troll Stone Thrower expansion. You can also create arrow towers, or even a little wolf, dire wolf kennel expansion where it'll just send dire wolves at them at the enemy if they get close.
Let's send dire wolves at them then.
Well, it's basically like they just surround the fortress and they'll just kind of come out of that little pen and just if melee units get close, it'll just attack them.
And it just auto spawns.
Yep, it just auto spawns. Yeah. So if you, as you can see here, kind of just a bunch of wolves just kind of come out, and then once the enemy's probably is going to come down this way. They usually don't attack unless you go over the thing, but I go in really fast. And I can do things one of two ways. I can either attack this, get to the point of losing, attack this, kill both of the fortresses at the same time, let this guy come into my death zone, or I can kill one, let him come in, kill the other one. Those are my options.
It seems like your big HQs essentially double as turrets.
Pretty much, yeah. Yep.
Can you just build turrets independently, though?
I can build arrow towers. I can build battle towers independently.
So yeah, you can build turrets independently.
Mm.
Yep.
Honestly, I would just spam those.
Yeah, I have done that.
It seems that the major tactic in this game, because units can regenerate from like one guy, then you want to kill like whole units. Oh man, what was that?
Oh, that is a fell wind. I basically get to okay.
Yeah, it's like take this entire cluster of guys and make them all sit down.
Pretty much, yeah.
Those spells are super overpowered in games like this. Oh, range units. How about that?
Yeah, they have they have Ithilien Rangers, and all of these guys are ranged as well. They're just kind of the lower end.
Yeah, the axe throwers, you said?
Yep, they're axe throwers.
And of course, being an RTS, they have infinite axes.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna jump off. It's getting way too late over here.
All right. Have a nice
See
night.
ya. Good night. Stay single.
Never.
I play RTSs, of course I will.
I play boomer shooters. I never stood a chance.
But you all have a chance. You just never gave yourself one. Listen, Derek, you're
I'm a very charming individual who people love.
He's also super tall, which is a big thing with the lady. The green lines, that's the health bars.
Wait, how tall are you, Derek?
6'3".
Hey, we're saying hi, buddy.
Yeah, but I wear it better.
You know,
Derek wears everything better. He's got a style. He's got style.
He's got style, but does he? He got style, but can he make everybody run away?
Why would I want that ability?
It's simple, because sometimes you just want to destroy. It's simple. Sometimes you just need to get rid of somebody who you really don't like. And the only way you can see that feasibly happening is if a little accident.
There is a limit to how long a man can hold in his fart.
And unlike something like Age of Empires, I mean, basically what will happen is this will just auto repair itself just after a while. It takes a long time though.
When you're a white mage becomes an excellent units. Freaking Zilla Glow is just because of her power once you make her the goddess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there actually are more OP powers than that, like summon giants. Like I just get a pair of giants that I can just toss them.
But you mean tell me you can literally eat giants?
Yeah, well, there are some things that can eat giants, like if you can knock them down with a troll stone thrower. I can also summon like 4 whites. I can also, in the second to last one, I can get Avalanche, which basically sends down just a, a just a wave of ice and snow that will kill out a bunch of enemies. I can also summon a giant Shade of the Wolf, which is a spectral werewolf as big as a Balrog.
I'm interested that you can quantify that. Are there Balrogs in this game?
Yes, you can summon. There is a summon Balrog power.
How does that not just end the game?
Well, the thing is, they're on a time. The thing is on a timer.
So it's
What do
like
you mean?
It's like the Catans from Dark Crusade.
I think so. Basically, what happens is you summon it, and then you get it for a short amount of time, for a certain amount of time, and then he'll just vanish once the timer's done.
Yeah, is it like functionally immortal in that time frame?
I would love it if it was a risk.
You can kill it. You can kill it. I think in, there is one scenario in Battlefield Earth 2, where the enemy just summons a Balrog, and he doesn't go away. And you have to kill it. And the only way that you can kill it is with elven archers.
I would love it if the Balrog was a risk move, and what I mean by that is, let's say you need a final push, right, to win the game. But if you don't win within a certain amount of time, it turns neutral and just attacks everybody.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. That'd be awesome.
And then the Balrog wins.
I know there's a thing in Legendary where that happens, only it's with Dark Phoenix's ultimate ability.
Oh yeah, the deck builder, where it's like there's a few things like that. Dark Phoenix can essentially you win, but everybody else loses. The
Pretty
Infinity
much, yeah.
Stones and a certain scheme can also do that.
Oh, really? Which one? I only
in the
had...
Guardians of the Galaxy expansion, there's a scheme where if you where you're trying to collect all the Infinity Gems, but if one person has more than 4 or more Infinity Gems out in play at a time, they instantly win and everybody else loses because they go crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy set is supremely overpowered.
Wait, Legendary's that card game, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I have the Planet Hulk, Secret Wars 1 and 2, Civil War, X-Men, Fear Itself, and Captain America. Those are the expansions of Legendary that I have.
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy is pivotal to how I managed to do 1500 combat in one turn.
Wow. 1500 combat. Wow. The most I can average is like 40.
Yeah, it largely has to do with the shard gimmick, which it's like you're using little shards of Infinity Stones, and you can spend those shards to get 1 power, and they don't go away at the end of the turn, so you can essentially accumulate them. Now, Star-Lord his stuff is largely about artifacts and items that stay in play, and they'll largely generate artifacts. That's mostly how he fights. And then you have Drax, the second component to this really idiotic combo, where most of this stuff doesn't matter, but its ulti is you take the amount of power that you generated and double it.
Dang.
And then finally, the final piece of the puzzle to how you get 1500 damage, Rogue. Because one of her major gimmicks is that her semi-rare card is copy powers, which lets you copy another card that you've played. So essentially, Star-Lord gets you like 200 Infinity Gem shards, Drax doubles it, and then Rogue doubles it again.
Dang, that is nuts. So, but now we are getting some better range units, since like now we kind of like, I can kind of send in these guys as a like just meat bag attacks.
Meat bags, meat bags, meat bags. AKA D-class personnel.
Mhm.
Yes. Man.
One neat thing
Hey.
is I can also set a gather point, but that's kind of standard.
Can I
And
can I hear any praise for the D boys? The boys of D class? Anyway? No?
No.
Drake, what about you? Anything to say for our D class boys?
Shinier than yours, meatbag.
Yeah, you mean
also, one nice thing about the Hillman, once Walder gets to level 3, when you kill enemy units, you get resources.
Brigandine?
You kill enemy units and you get like gold.
Yep. See
Is
that?
there like a power resource?
Power resource.
Like there tends to be multiple resources in RPGs. There tend to be like a money resource and an energy resource, like minerals
just has
investing
one.
gas.
This just has one resource, and you get it from mills passively. If you destroy the mill, the resources go. You don't get any resources from it anymore. You also, like, as you build more mills, the percentage of how much resources you get is minused. But the fortress always produces 25 resources.
So the amount you can get off mills sort of tapers off the more you have.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so it's basically like what Necrons do in Dark Crusade.
Pretty much, yeah.
Necrons only care about power, which is the secondary resource, weirdly enough. They don't care about requisition at all, which is why they're busted. Also, their AI is pretty spam-tastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of infinite unit spam missions in this game. Specifically the number 5 and number 6.
Well, it's a lot easier when your units just respawn on their own for free.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder when you have to like constantly spend your resources to continue replacing your losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people play Dawn of War like that. They just take like 3 human players on one side, and then they just take 3 AIs and crank their AI all the way to the max, and then see how long they can live.
That makes sense.
You know, I never finished Dawn of War Winter Assault.
Define finish. You never got all the endings?
No, I never played through I never even finished the human campaign.
Technically, yes. Basically, a bunch of orcs are just grinding corn. Like a trio of orcs are just grinding corn.
Orcs for corn?
Yep. Yep. And this one, it's just it's just a frat house where you get a bunch of guys out. And there's one guy protecting the frat. Then you got the troll pumping the bellows.
He's me big and dumb, but I know that this thing ain't right. It's against my contracts.
Oh, this one's even funnier. This is basically once it gets finished building, this is where I can get all of my troll battalions, like hill snow trolls, which are my cavalry, elite cavalry at least, and then my hill trolls, which are my elite pikemen.
So your heavy units are just like trolls and whatnot?
Pretty much, yeah.
Shades, of course.
Yep. Then like this bit, it's a dude playing with a dire wolf. And I can upgrade it, get trolls, but I can also get black Numenorians, which are my swordsmen, and you need to upgrade. They have kind of low hit points and low attack initially. No, they don't have low attack, high attack, or high hit points. You have to upgrade them fully in order for them to get like good unit to become a credible threat, which is kind of frustrating. But let's put this guy here.
What's the cap on the number of those big capital buildings you can have?
There is no cap.
Oh my god. Does it like get more expensive each time?
Nope. It's just at 5,000. But the thing is, like, it's just, and as mills get more powerful, you get more and more resources out of them. I think the
You
dwarves.
busted. You super busted.
It kind of is a bit of a busted game, but I love playing it. It's just fun.
Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of Lord of the Rings games are just hilariously broken because they try to sell it on the IP rather than the game actually being any damn good.
Yeah.
Well, that's not entirely true. Like, I've heard that Two Towers and Return of the King, the action games, are pretty good.
Have you heard of the Game Boy Advance version?
Why would I play that?
The Game Boy Advance Fellowship of the Ring was broken out of the box. It was insane.
Yeah.
Hey,
I thought
Blake,
it was just me, but it was just terrible. What?
in all seriousness, is it worth finishing Winter Assault?
I'd say so. Depends on which mission you do, because the way Winter Assault's campaigns work is that you sort of have 3 Order missions and 3 Chaos missions, and you can play either the Order campaign or the Chaos campaign. Then once you get to the 4th, it all sort of merges together into this giant hate ball where it's like you can play either of the side that you're using. So if you're playing the Order faction, you're playing the Guard or the Eldar, and you can switch between them if one dies. And you can play as the Chaos or the Orcs on the Disorder side, and then depending on which side actually wins the mission, you then go to the 5th mission and play as the faction that you won as in the 4th mission. So there are a total 4 endings. The Guard are pretty easy. Chaos are super frustrating. Orcs are, yeah, because they do that stupid little fetch a unit and possess it before it gets gunned down horribly. It does that gimmick again in the final mission, probably making Chaos the most annoying.
So they can't build their own units.
No, they can. The problem is they need, in order to actually accomplish their victory condition in the 5th mission, which I won't spoil for you if you haven't gotten there, you need to sacrifice more guardsmen and just generate more blood. And so that means you have to just go around to various camps, abduct guardsmen units. But the problem is once you abduct them, possess them, they become enemy units as far as they become friendly units as far as the AI is concerned, so they get killed. So usually it's like one little guardsman limping back to the center blood pit, which you need to like recruit like 8 units in order to actually finish the game or something like that. It's pretty crazy requirements. And the whole time you're being just harrowed by infinite streams of nasties, and I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it.
Right, I got you. The funny thing is that like it's just
the Elder one's actually probably the easiest and most fun, because for them it's just your it's hard to explain without spoiling it, but suffice it to say the Elder is probably the easiest, probably because they're the best. And the Orc one isn't easy on paper, but it is in practice, and I don't know why. Probably because the Orcs have good enough stats, or maybe I'm just conflating Dark Crusade stats onto this mystery enemy that you're about to fight. But do you care about spoilers?
I know who it is.
Okay, you get like 8 monoliths thrown at you, and that's really fucked. But they're not as bad as Dark Crusade monoliths, thank God. So it's conventionally easy to take them out just by like hitting them with anti-infantry stuff. But the Necrons there are way more powerful. The foot soldiers are way more powerful and annoying than they are in Dark Crusade. Because they're just like good at everything. You can get them in melee, they'll still beat the crap out of you. You can get them at range and they'll blow the crap out of you. So it's like there's no real way to fight them that doesn't result in a resource loss for you.
So it's basically, I see what you're saying. It's just every time I sit down to play, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play for a little bit, enjoy myself, and then I'm like, fucking A, I forgot how annoying this game can be.
Yeah, to be fair, Dark Crusade is the best one.
What about Soulstorm?
I haven't played Soulstorm because I've heard so much bad shit about it, but I was very unenthused with Soulstorm anyway because Tyranids were rushed over and they didn't get anything in the Dawn of War 1 series. And so it was like, Sisters of Battle and Dark Eldar. Fantastic. I'm skipping.
Huh.
But it was basically like Dark Crusade plus stuff and very glitchy. And not as fun. Because they don't have commander banter anymore.
Oh.
The Commander Banner is the best part of Dark Crusade.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I might just skip Dawn of Soulstorm, not Soulstorm, Winter Assault, and just go straight to Soul.
Yeah, Winter
Dark
Assault
Crusade.
is only vaguely canon as far as Dark Crusade is concerned, because that's where Gorguts comes from.
Right.
And it kind of refers to Krull later on, who canonically dies. Good, Krull was stupid.
Wait, Kroll, who was he?
He was the Chaos guy.
Okay, I was thinking I like the guy with the power claw. I can't remember his name.
Yar?
The Power Claw. You mean
on
the
the-
guy with the Wolverine claws?
The guy on the guardsman's side, the commander.
Yerk. Isn't that Commander Yerk?
No, that's not Stubbs, not Alexander. It's Stern.
Stern, yeah, it is Stern.
Yeah, Stern is pretty cool. He canonically dies though.
But it's said in like I've read somewhere that's unconfirmed also because they make reference to him living too.
Yeah,
It's
considering that the Eldar campaign is probably the canonical ending.
Yeah. I might just go to Dark Crusade. That one.
You might as
more
well.
fun.
Oh yeah, Taldir comes in Winter Assault first, but she's much more interesting by Dark Crusade, honestly. And
that's
so
the
is
Eldar.
Gorguts. It's so weird when Gorguts swears in Gothic, when in the in Dark Crusade he actually swears in Orc properly.
All right. I'm next when I'm feeling up to a RTS, I might do that because I tried playing some of the Thrawn's Revenge on what's it called? What is it? Empire at War, which is supposed to be a really good mod, but then I realized that the game has completely changed and it's completely insane. Because you have 7 factions on the Galactic Conquest, and then all of a sudden your entire your entire force is just completely devastated all at once.
Yeah. And now the enemy's just gonna come at me, which is cute.
Yeah, because he got like 3 of those giant fortresses.
Yep. Here's a nice thing. Watch this.
Wow.
Oh, jeez! Welcome to Middle Earth. Somehow I get the feeling, because of the little smidge of life they have left after getting hit by a catapult, that on normal difficulty, catapults just insta-kill them.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's the fun thing about the Angmar Fortress, is that they unleash a giant nuke on this area, like any area you want, as long as you have this particular upgrade.
Yeah, it's like they're your toolboxes.
Yep. And the nice thing is, I was able to just nuke them in one shot. Just kind of funny. But partially, it requires a lot of buildup. If you just kind of run in, it's a little bit more difficult. But if you take your time and kind of create barriers and stuff, then it's a lot easier. So so when I get that, I can just, there is a limit on its range, though it goes pretty far. This is kind of the max range for it.
That's stupid! You just hit another base from where you're at.
Almost. I would need to build it a little bit closer, but yeah, I could hit another base.
Is it super damaging against infantry, or can it actually take down fortresses? Because I know fortresses tend to have different armor types in these games.
I don't think it has it's as good against fortresses, but it is very, very good against units.
Yeah, because of the disruption effect.
Yeah, but also it just kills them. Even fully upgraded units, they'll just smash into oblivion.
And you're building another fortress.
Yeah.
I'm getting the images of that one Simpsons meme. Stop, he's already dead.
This is like most strategy games trying out. At a certain point, it's no longer just better strategy; it's killing the AI.
It's not just killing the AI; it's humiliating the AI.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun thing about this. Yeah, Mordor has a lightning. Yeah, Mordor has basically sends a meteor storm down.
And so essentially, it's a fireball to whom it may concern.
Yep. Yeah. There are kind of more difficult ones where you're kind of limited in terms of your command limit, like I think it's the fourth one where you're limited to 480 pop limit. So you have to kind of use your units more carefully. You're also the game strategy on that one isn't to kill the AI, it's to collect Palantir shards.
Okay, so it's one of those economy missions.
Kind of, yeah. And you lose your powers temporarily until you get more Palantirs, or shards.
Gosh darn Palantirs! What good did they ever do for us?
Well, you get sorcerers out of it eventually.
Oh, off topic, but for those who were curious, Nier Replicant came out the other day. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the series.
Oh, I heard of that. I immediately went towards like Blade Runner jokes, but
It's
very different.
It's on Game Pass. They're automatized on Game Pass. I'll pick that up inevitably.
Automata is a very, very good game. It's a very well told story too. Like, I was surprised how emotional and how effective it was. I have to say I'm liking Replicant so far. I am playing a little bit of it, but two things of interest. One, the music is freaking beautiful. Like, whoever the composer for for the Nier series, and I guess Drakengard, does an excellent job with making just excellent pieces.
The first Nier was like that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm talking about Nier Replicant, which is a remake of the first one.
Oh, it's a remake of the first one with the guy with the jockstrap face.
Yeah, here's the thing. That face, that particular character model, was made only for the West, because in the Western version, it's father and daughter. In the Japanese version, it's brother and sister, and obviously the main character is a lot younger. He's about the age of the little girl, so about 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, Nier just loves endings that aren't actually endings.
Well, it wasn't even an ending. That's just the entire game. Like, it's different. Especially
so I know, like, you had the first half of the game, and then the second half of the game, like, nothing you did in the first half mattered.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about Automata or Nier 1?
Nier 1.
Okay, because you could say the same about Automata, too.
Oh, jeez.
But I highly recommend it, Nier Automata, because it is just... I have to give it credit. It's not often... I did not expect that game to hit me as hard as it did. And it hits hard. Very well written, very well produced, beautiful soundtrack, very interesting characterizations too, I have to say.
I wonder if there's a PC port for it, because honestly, it's like one game is a very hard sell for a PS4.
Oh, it's on Xbox One, PC, both of them are.
Oh, good.
But here's the thing, like, the game goes into some very interesting philosophies, like nihilism. I had a list. Like, it's a lot of nihilism. It's a lot of philosophical things about fatalism as well, how nothing we do matters and everything. But it's strangely uplifting too.
Yeah, sort of that positive nihilism. Nothing matters, so fuck it.
At least
not even that.
So is it cynicism, at least?
Yes, it's a very cynical game, but it's done in such a way that you see it, but at the same time, it's not as depressing It's not depressing about it, which is odd to say, but it's there. But like, even one of the freaking characters in Automata is called John fucking Paul, the philosopher.
Like the Pope?
No, wait, hold on. What's his name? I don't think it was Jean Paul. No, it was Jean Paul. Jean Paul was a philosopher, and I'm trying to remember what he did. Okay, he was a key figure in the philosophy and existentialism.
And I'm Javert.
Ooh, let's see how much damage this does to the fortress.
Oh no. Wait, Dunn. Show mercy.
Oh, also, he was one of the leading figures in 20th century French philosophy and Marxism, so...
Oh, it only does minimal damage to the fortress, so...
Mercy is for the weak, and also Lex Luthor's bodyguard.
I don't get it.
Lex Luthor's bodyguard is named Mercy.
Mercy
But
Graves.
Mercy.
But I thought there was no mercy.
Yeah.
We will retake our homeland.
It's kind of weird that they decided to kill her in BVS.
Yeah, that made no sense to me. Like, they killed off Lex Luthor's #1 henchman.
Yep.
Then again, nothing in BVS made sense.
This is Zack Snyder's what we're talking about. I finally, are they really all deep when they're just stupid and the rest?
Yeah. Well, I remember when I first saw BVS, and it was like I was telling everybody, "You have to see this. It's so bad that it is like the template of what not to do with a DC movie. It's amazing."
I'm still confused about the piss jar. Like, did he do that? Did he pay someone to do that?
Wait, I'm sorry. A what jar?
A jar of literal piss.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is he Sniper from T-Fortress 2?
No, there was a line that this U.S. Congresswoman tells Lex Luthor saying,
Elastigirl of all people.
"Oh, it was. You're right. What?" And he's asking for. Hold on. He's asking for this import license to get kryptonite into the country, and it devolves into this argument between the two of them. And the end line is, "You can piss in a jar and call it Granny's peach tea for all I care."
And so then at the Congress meeting, she just sees a jar of yellow liquid.
That's his Granny's sweet tea. And then a fucking bomb goes off in the Capitol building. One of the most secure fucking buildings in the world.
Wait, is the catapult doing more damage than the fortress did?
A little. It's doing
So let me get this straight.
It's doing as much damage.
I am utterly confused as to how people think that Zack Snyder works are like consecutives of.
It's mostly like weird cult guys. It's like TLJ fans, only they're actually like kind of more toxic.
Yeah, it's like Baby's first film analysis. They think it's deep because they can't comprehend anything deeper.
I honestly think Zack Snyder works far better when he's adapting straight from a work rather than interpreting it. Like
300.
Well, I was gonna say honestly, like Watchmen director's cut is very close to the book.
Was that him?
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah. So the catapult does do as much damage as the fortress with one hit. Yeah. But it kind of makes up for that by the fact that it has very low hit points and armor, comparatively speaking.
Yeah, it needs more support. Then again, there's very little range combat, and I imagine it can probably take some level of beating from like basic rangers. It's like you don't want to use rangers to take out a catapult. I don't imagine that works.
It actually can work.
Really? How many rangers do you need? Is it just like one team?
Battalion. Just one
really?
team. Yeah. You just need to get it there and then just shoot really quickly.
Yeah, it's basically whoever gets the shots off first.
Yep. Like if
shots fired.
If it has the fire ice upgrade, yeah, fire arrows or ice arrows upgrade, you're pretty much good. There's also like I much prefer ranged combat as opposed to this was kind of just a me sending like infinite unit smash and just, as you said, humiliating the AI.
Yeah, everybody likes range combat in RTSs because it's so much quicker. This is why the Marine is better than the whatever that Protoss Zealot guy and the Zergling, because those two are both in only melee, but the Marine has range and it's basic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like regarded as the most overpowered thing in all of StarCraft, despite being the tier 1 unit.
Yeah, I haven't beaten this game on like in full yet since I just barely installed on this computer, but I can beat the final level in this in 5 minutes. It's really broken.
Broken like exploitable or
exploitable, yeah. Basically it's you kill their fortress, you win. So basically what I can do is I just drop a bunch of summonable units right in the middle of their fortress, send it at them, then summon another one right behind the gate and just go for it. And then I can win in like 3 to 5 minutes.
So basically a Zerg rush with more steps.
Pretty much, yeah. This one, not really. I like to take my time with this because it takes a long time to level up your units.
It's like there are all sorts of ways to like cheese out RTS games because you wouldn't think RTSs can be like beaten for speed, but they can if you know what you're doing. Like the Imperial Guard mission in Dark Crusade is an excellent example of this because there's a way that if you're playing the right faction like Eldar, you can hop over a wall and basically instantly take out their base. You may lose your units. In fact, you probably will. But if you can like end the mission in like 30 minutes, it's crazy. And it beats going through like beating the mission the normal way because screw that.
Yeah. So I actually like those. They're actually more difficult. Like I really like when you're fighting in the Barrow Downs. That's actually an example of they just give you some units and then to kill stuff as the enemy just kind of spawns in. No need for buildings or anything.
When was this made?
This is 2006.
So it's like right in that same time as Dark Crusade too.
Huh.
Because Dark Crusade is as a mission like that, the Hyperion Peaks, and the Hyperion Peaks mission is a bitch.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's no unit buildings. You have a very limited tech tree. All you can build are listening posts, and they don't do jack all. And so unless you're playing like Necrons, you have no ability to build any more units. So you're given this giant death ball in the beginning, and you're expected to run around and kill everything before they spawn their relic units and just completely fuck you up.
Oh my god, I freaking hate the fairy dance move so much.
So with this one, so I actually just got finished with playing the Age of Empires Burma mission. The Age of Empire, the final Burma mission is really weird because basically you can't build any buildings at all. You just get a big army and you have to clear this city really quickly. And then once you do that, you can you get basically infinite resources. You get like 30,000 of all resources versus in Age of Empires that has like food, wood, gold, and stone. You basically get like a ton of gold, ton of wood, ton of stone, and just have the ability to just smash into the enemy and just basically just tear them apart.
It seems like you can't build the mills within a certain range of each other.
It's more just like you get a percentage of 25, depending on where you put them, and the percentage becomes much lower if they and it becomes a lot lower if they
lower yield or lower yield. Higher build time. Okay.
Lower yield. Like this is a 20, like this, and this is a 24 because of just the percentage. So like this is like if I put it like right here, that's 31%. Whereas I put it out here, it's 100%.
Build it strong.
So, and
relatively speaking, because it sounds like no matter how far away you build them, they still go down a little bit. But if you build them too close, then they go down by a lot.
pretty much, yeah. And this
It also
one,
doesn't seem like there's any like control radius. You can just build wherever, and it's just you're just hoping not to get screwed over for it.
pretty much, yeah.
Build it for the witch gate. Build for the Iron Crown.
Yeah, control radii are a huge part of Dawn of War's gimmicks. I think that's why people love playing Guard, because it's like even their regular barracks have their own control radius and other factions don't.
You'll be thrown to the wolves. Build it strong. I know the hills.
So one neat thing about the Witch King is that he can either kill a bunch of units, but he also has a nice little power where he just insta-kills a guy and turns him into a white. Okay, they kill one of our builders. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's okay. I'll just...
Yeah, apparently there's some range combat. It's just not a lot of it.
Yeah, basically these are all towers.
Oh,
Towers.
jeez.
Yeah, all of these are towers that you have to fight your way through. In order, the win condition is you destroy this. That is the win condition. But I like to kind of wait and level up all of my heroes so they're more powerful in the next few things. And also, like, I'm a bit of a completionist, so I like to destroy all the Malern trees and trees before the end. And that's kind of just because, like, they will, they make powers possible. Once you destroy them, they lose all their their powers.
Oh, so it's like a secondary objective that makes other things easier.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, guys. I just got a gut punch in the game I'm playing right now.
Oh dear.
So I'm playing, like I said, I'm playing Ion Fury, made by the guys who made like Duke Nukem, Shadow Warrior, etc., etc. There's a graveyard, and one of them says, "In loving memory of Kyle Katarn, retconned."
Oh my goodness.
That hurts.
Oh man, that's a Star Wars Jedi Academy reference, right?
No, it's Star.
Dark Forces.
No,
Oh,
hang on.
okay.
I was going to give him a smart ass answer. No, it's Galactic Conflict. It's Shadow thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, so
Shadows of the Empire. Is that what you're referencing?
No, I was making a smart ass comment.
So I think like there is good range combat. Like I don't like using Thrall Masters very much. I much prefer to just kind of quickly upgrade and then just get Dark Rangers. Like that's my preferred go-to unit. In it with Angmar.
How fast can they heal their towers, if it's possible?
Heal their towers. It takes about 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I think. Possibly.
So why not just take like a unit of trolls, smash one of the towers, and before you lose your last guy, haul ass. And then you just break through the wall and just, you know what? Screw this. Take the short path.
I actually did that where I just sent all my heroes through and I just killed one of their towers. But I like having since so long as you don't get with a certain range, you're fine. Like they aren't gonna touch you.
Yeah, they probably have some kind of like maximum range. It's pretty. So you just sit outside that range and just go nah.
Pretty much, yeah, for a while at least. I can station archers in this, and they basically will just kind of shoot the enemy. There's a max of 2 garrisonable, but now this kind of creates a nice little defense. So if any units come around, I can just shoot them.
Can you take units that are garrisoned and move them to another garrison?
I have to manually move them.
Okay, so there's not like tunnel systems.
No, unfortunately, there are no tunnel systems. That would be pretty OP.
It is kind of OP. That's why the Eldar are so nasty in Dawn of War. because they can build webway gates really cheaply, and that's exactly how they work. So you just take your entire death ball, put it into a webway gate, and then you see the enemies come in, and it's like pop everybody out of the webway gate, completely fuck over anybody who tried to come into your territory, and then put them back in the box.
Alright. Okay, so they're sending some units. Alright, let's kill them and get some XP. You actually get some good XP from the knights since they're fully upgraded. And fully upgraded guys. Ooh. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now we can now just summon a bunch of giants. So I'll just put these guys actually right here. So the trick actually with this is I just send these guys and then just
use the summoned giants to just generate your cloud of vor clearing, and then just
smash them. Yeah.
Oh man, that guy got wasted.
Yeah, Athelian Rangers are actually pretty brutal. Are pretty brutal when you use them correctly.
Does your faction have an equivalent, or are they any good?
Yep, they're pretty good. One weird thing about them, unlike Age of Empires, where you can see their stats, you can't see their stats with any of the units in this game.
And not even like relatively speaking.
Nope, not really.
Because Dawn of War is horrible about this. It completely and totally lies to you about what the stats are.
Oh, ouch! That's terrible.
It generally gives you a pretty good idea, but the problem is it's a dirty fucking liar, because it's like, oh, by the way, did we mention that these stat averages are based on the assumptions that nothing bad happens to your unit or nothing changes?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and that you're not in cover, that you're not in negative cover, that you're not boosted, that you're not double boosted, nothing like that. So it's like your unit's powers look... It relatively captures a good idea of what your unit's stats are capable of, though it's really weird because it implies that lasguns are better than shuriken catapults, and I'm going, what the hell? But
Oh, go for it, sorry.
You go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, one of the nice things about Hualdar is that I can summon a group of Hillmen, and depending on like how high a level he is,
did you just summon those guys right in their face?
Yep. Pretty much, yeah.
Furnace, what's that? Is it a thing I can eat?
And also, like Dark Rangers, like I can just garrison them and just put them in and just kill. I can actually garrison any unit. Except for cavalry. I can even garrison the trolls, technically. But
can they fire while they're garrisoned?
Unfortunately, no. If they're melee, they can't.
No, but the range units can like poke out windows?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they like. It's basically like they're basically unkillable while they're in the thing. I can also upgrade them while they're not in and put them back in.
Is that what the enemy's doing with their bases?
Nope. They can't really, if the tower's part of a fortress and you get automatically, you can't do that, unfortunately.
It's also hilarious they're all just standing around inside the walls like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, even though they like outnumber me, like they could just come out and smash me pretty easily. The only time where they'll basically just send out sorties every once in a while to just hit you. You know what? I'm gonna kind of go right behind their lines.
They gotta kill all those yellow trees.
Yep.
And that does what specifically?
Basically, what they do is each of them like control an Elvenwood kind of power tree that they have. And once you kill all of them, they can no longer use any of their powers.
Elven wood power.
Yep.
That is a really unfortunate name for that.
That is.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially. Oh, Rogarsh also has a nice little like leap ability where he just jumps up and smashes.
Rogarsh, smash!
That's not usual. They actually like kind of added a little bit of a like defensive ability for these Malorn trees, so that they're a little bit harder to kill. Where like they'll send out a flood. Like that's actually a power that you can get with the elves.
Freaking knife ears.
Yeah. And I can just send them right back out. Now they're done. Gaining a lot of nice XP, so now the Witch King is almost to level 10. And I can just...
What happens if he's at level 10 then?
if he's at level 10, his power is... enemies' special ability timers are reset to 0.
So essentially, lol, no you.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, Aragorn actually has a summon small army of the dead power when he gets to level 10. So imagine how pissed off somebody would get if like they had an Aragorn that was fully leveled. It's like, hey, I'm going to summon Witch King is there. Crap.
That is insanely busted.
Kind of is, yeah.
How fast do ultis charge in this game?
Ultis charge?
Or like just special abilities in general?
Kind of. Let me actually like... Rogash's 4 is a leap, so I'll just kind of demonstrate. Oh, look. Oh, that's kind of an example of like garrison troops, where they'll just... Alright, here's a... So this is kind of just pretty...
What's the cooldown on that look like? It's a decently fast cooldown.
Yeah.
I'd imagine you can use it again in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 30 seconds is an eternity in an RTS.
I think I might have lost all my builders.
How?
They killed me. They killed them. A bunch of them.
Can you requisition more builders?
Nope. Yeah, I don't have a fortress, so...
I'm in danger.
Oh, that's going to be fun. And now I have a pop limit of 700 rather than 1,000. So this is going to be fun, folks. I haven't had this happen in a while. This is going to be nice and challenging for me. Not terribly challenging, so it just means that I have to be more careful with my heroes, because I now can't get them back. I have to be, like, usually I can be kind of reckless and kind of just like, yeah, it doesn't matter, I can recruit them. But since I have...
The Zerglings rushed your SCVs. It's apparently not as crippling here, but...
Yeah. Okay. I think I'll wait for him to heal. It takes a long time for them to heal, unfortunately. Oh! They just generate more command units. It's just slowly, that's hilarious. So I'm just getting free command endpoints at all time. Endpoints. Almost like it's a... Like, that sometimes happens in... Okay. That sometimes happens in War of the Ring. That happens in War of the Ring, but it's really slow. I didn't realize that happened in this. I've got 3. Currently, I've got 3 Dark Rangers, a Hill Trolls, and a thing of Snow Trolls. And I'm about to get 1 Troll Stone Thrower, so I'm just gonna wait until the Witch King gets fully leveled up, and then we're gonna smash open the gate with that.
Especially good news that you lost your freaking builders.
Yeah. Okay.
You might say they trolled you.
A little bit, yeah. Let's see. So
Are you gonna
Yeah,
drop a giant right in the middle of it?
pretty much, yeah. Then
Oh, and you're killing that tree.
yep. Yep.
It doesn't matter if they died, they killed the tree.
Yep, pretty much. Okay. I'll just
And so, how many are there? Any trees left? Did you basically complete that side quest?
there's one left, and it's right behind the fortress.
Oh, lame.
So now that I've broken that, now they're gonna come
Oh,
at
they're
me in
coming.
force. Not that many though. De-garrison, pull them out. So now I have infinite resources, but not. Ooh.
I'm having a little hard time telling who's who here.
So these are my enemies.
Oh,
And
they're all
the
opponents.
blue. Yeah, the blue people.
And why you have something against blue?
Man, blue as enemies. That's really weird. Usually it's like blues and greens are friendly and reds are enemies.
I think partially it's because I'm playing as bad guys. When you're bad guys, you're reds.
Yeah, but it's so ergonomically weird.
Yeah. Oh wow, I just cleared out most of them thing. Dang, that's some killer range. I didn't realize how oh yeah.
It seems like individual units don't have a whole heck of a lot of HP.
Not really, no. They're relatively easy to kill depending on what level they are.
Yeah, is it like basically Death of a Thousand Cuts, where it's like you could just spam basic infantry and just wipe everything out?
Yeah, you can also spam archers. Let me actually degarrison these and throw them out here.
Yeah, because
One
you were
fun-
saying archers can do that much damage to a catapult. That's nasty.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'll talk to you later.
Okay,
All right,
see ya.
talk to you later.
I think, did you just lose your cat? No, it's still alive. It's on fire, but it's still alive.
Yeah, that's one of the neat little things about it. One funny thing about the ice arrows, once you get it, they actually are bad at. They're actually worse when enemy units are running away from them. They actually sometimes won't get hit. The enemy unit won't get hit, which is frustrating.
Yeah, but fortunately, it seems like it has a pretty large splash radius.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Pull out another one.
Yeah, like that, where it just launched the shell and nobody died because they were charging.
Yeah.
Is it friendly fire?
Nope, there's no friendly fire. Age of Empires does have friendly fire, but this one does not. But this game does not have that particular mechanic. I'm just getting the Witch King as high as I can before I need to have him retreat. Mortimer is almost at level 10, which is nice.
Does that little wind sucky thing actually do damage, or is it just disruption?
Minimal. It's minimal. Very, very tiny amount of damage, but not very much.
Still seems really nasty. I mean, yeah, not everything is range, but it doesn't need to be. You don't just have any range, then it can just take a unit and just erase it really quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you watch my Dark Rangers, especially compared to their archers,
It's like, holy crap, they're busted. Why did you not want to use them again? Because they're too busted?
Well, I just didn't use them in the last game because I didn't really need to. The first thing I got pop capped pretty quickly. And this one I can kind of have a little bit more fun with them and kind of use them since with like the catapults like do serious major damage, especially to buildings. And like they have serious like splash damage as well. And I can throw Morgamir up there. Morgamir actually has a neat anti-structure power called Ruin, and he's pretty close to getting it, so I'll have to demonstrate in a little bit. But he's got kind of low HP right now. Okay.
Does anything lasting happen if he dies?
Not really, no.
Okay, so you can just like throw him in there and let him die.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter in the long term.
No, but at least he was at level 10 when he died, so.
Yeah, like the only problem is if you lose your builders, which you managed to do, then he can't come back and get more levels.
Oh man, I just killed 2 units, dang.
Yeah, it seems like that's your key strategy. Get people tied up in melee into this giant death ball and then catapult.
Yep, pretty much.
What's with that stream of light?
That's just leftover from the what is it? The tree.
Oh crap! And 3 catapults.
Yep.
Is there a? It seems like there's fog of war, but it also seems like there's not. I mean, you could see into the enemy base the whole time.
At least with this one, there are other campaigns where you do have fog of war, where you can't see anything.
Yeah, so it seems like a good strategy is like take some really heavy tanky guy, throw him up front, and just have like 10 catapults in the back, just shelling the crap out of anybody stupid enough to get into combat with him and stop moving.
Pretty much, yeah.
My God, he's killing everything.
Yeah.
I also wonder what the maximum range on your Dark Rangers is, or
maximum
all
range?
The archers. Are the maximum ranges pretty consistent, or are there some like that have like really stupid max ranges?
I think they're pretty consistent across the board.
I imagine catapults have a longer max range.
Oh yeah, they have. They have longer max range, but they have a slower.
But it's like bows are pretty much bows.
Yeah. The nice thing
so
is
it's not like orcs would have way lower maximum range.
Yeah, orcs have lower power, but they have more units in their thing. Oh dear. Oh.
And get that in the context that they have like less, like they don't have higher quality gear, but they still have a crap ton of gear.
Mm-hmm.
And this is orcs we're talking about.
Yep.
Are there Urukai in here?
Yep. There's an entire Isengard faction.
Well, you got to take the hobbits somewhere.
Yeah. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. Alrighty, let's send Rogash and the Witch King in there. Just so we can
the hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits, to Isengard, the hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits, the hobbits.
It seems like another really exploitative thing you can do is do that little wind sucky power when they're running towards the catapult. So it drags them back and then they get hammered.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, some of these just... It must be a thing. It's like a pre-Napoleonic thing where you just see this cluster of enemies gathered into one pretty tight area and they're all like shoulder to shoulder. And I'm going, I could drop an airstrike right here.
Unironically, I sometimes do that where...
Oh, Drop of the Giant.
Yep. He can't attack it directly, but he can hit this. Oh. Witch King just died. Dang it. That's unfortunate. Oh, I can level him up and attack number 4. At least Rogash is a giant beef thing.
Yeah, it seems like you're mostly got this cleaned up anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty much just... Yeah.
Yeah, your stone thrower is dead. He's getting shot from 2 places at once. That's a bad... That was thrown away. You should have just finished the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, I got really close, though.
Yeah, this is why placement in macro and micro is such a huge issue.
Yeah.
It's like if you can place your giant in such a way to make it so that only one tower can fight you at any given time, that's probably the best way to handle that.
Yeah.
And again, I get the feeling that tactics like that are a bit redundant.
A little bit, yeah. This game kind of you can kind of get super OP with it.
And if you really know your way around in an RTS, you could just absolutely make this game your bitch.
Yeah.
So what's the kill here? I thought you were just trying to...
So the kill here is...
Oh, there it is.
You can also, like, if you want to, kill that.
Which you are going to do anyways, because why not?
Yeah.
And there goes a catapult.
It's okay.
Yeah, you just get another one. Oh, is that a catapult?
Yep,
Or
that's a
trebuchet?
catapult. Yep, that's a catapult.
It looked like a giant bolt thrower for a second because of that T piece. Are there any like giant bows?
Giant crossbows? Yeah, the ballistas. Ballistas are the Isengard siege weapon, but they're kind of the lamest in the game because they don't get any upgrades. They got battering rams though, which are pretty good anti-structure buildings.
So basically, you're just farming a bunch of XP right now.
No, I'm kind of just waiting. I just need to get it right up there so then I can just bam. Oh, ouch.
Ah, just missed it.
Yeah.
It's so crazy though that you can just like drop giants from the sky.
Oh, just wait. I can drop other things. Like if it's visible, I can drop a Balrog or a dragon. Again with some factions.
Yeah, doesn't the Witch King have the Fell Beast?
In Mordor, yes, and that's recruitable. But he's very weak to ranged units.
And this being sort of it's StarCrafty in that particular way, because in StarCraft, ranged combat is not necessarily a guarantee.
Well, it kind of depends. Like, if I have like a bunch of ranged unit, I can just park them and start shooting. And if the enemy comes at me with like less than like good units, I can just snipe them.
It's like in Dawn of War, virtually everything is a ranged attack. I think that's why Tzeentch Horrors were the demons that were in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't know how to code units that only have melee attacks.
Alrighty.
Now, of course they knew how to code things that have only melee attacks. It's basically the Bloodthirster.
Alrighty. Well, I will conclude that there. Thank you all for coming. This was pretty fun. Yeah. It's interesting to kind of see like how like games have kind of changed because this is kind of at least somewhat broken a little bit.
Gonna come back to this one?
Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna come back to this one. Same with I think I'm gonna do more. I think I'm gonna do some Age of Empires probably at some point. Maybe like do that as my like Saturday like chill thing, little thing right before I get back into writing. That's my thought.
Well, now I got a Dawn of War itch.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, see you guys next time.
Alrighty. Adios. We will call it good there, and we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.